Right, so it gives me great pleasure to introduce the last of the season's 20, one of them. Oh, what a season it's been! What a season it's been! 25-26. I say that with a slight hint of irony. Episode 156 of the Sbts Roundtable. A wonderful medley of gentlemen here. Mark from Sittingbourne. Hello, sir.
Evening, all. Evening.
Simon from the mighty Hastings. Hello, sir.
Hi, gents.
Simon. Hello, Simon.
John, the long-suffering Canvey and West Ham fan. Hello, sir.
John.
Evening, all.
Super Rob from Folkestone, IT Champions Folkestone. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. Hi, boys.
Hello, Rob. Hello, mate.
And Rob from the Super Lolly Boys, Horsham. Hello, sir.
Evening, all.
Evening, all. Oh, hello, Inspector Dot Green and all that. Right, let's go straight to the business at hand. Mark, I did bang on about 3 times the charm for your boys in the playoffs. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. What's just your overall feelings about you falling at this hurdle again? Is this something that's going to see the break up at the sides, or do you think they're going to push on forward again with the same lot? I mean, obviously, just how are you feeling?
I'm still gutted, if the truth be known. The third year in a row getting to the playoffs. This year we weren't as good as obviously we were last year. We weren't in second place, so it's not as bad as it was last year, to be true. Our season was very slow in getting going. We were probably about 15th when our mighty ex-manager left us, and the new chap come in, and he chilled the team quite quickly. We did well, but we had too much ground to make up. So obviously we were there and thereabouts. We managed to get up to 5th, and that's basically where we stood. We stayed, sorry. We was only a couple of points off the White Leafs and the Croydons in the end, but it was never going to be, we're never going to catch 3 bridges. So we knew it was, at the best, it was going to be the playoffs again. And, we don't seem to do it on the, when we get there. The Croydon game, probably one of the worst performances I've seen in a long time for us. Croydon are a big, strong team. We just didn't do anything. They scored a goal, and then scored an absolutely stunning goal. They had a striker, I think, it come from CRAIG Wanderers, Josh Williams. Shouldn't be playing at that level. He took the 2 chances of the game. We should have had a penalty later on. It was a stone wall, but at the end of the day, I don't think it made a whole lot of difference. I think we all beat them fair and square, if the truth be known. I feel sorry for the supporters. We travelled, I think there were 780 at that playoff final.
Most of your lot, probably.
I think we must have had 500 of them, but they just come out of the woodwork everywhere. Just all around the ground. All you could see was Sittingbourne fans. They'd obviously had half a day off work and travelled. One of the worst places to have to go as well.
Absolute shithole to go to that.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't get any food. You're lucky to get a drink. They're just how they managed on the final with an extra 400 or 500. I do not know, because it's just a horrible place, and I shan't be going there next year. It's bad enough on a night game, but during the daytime, it's not much fun to go to either. The players have given their all. There's no news coming out of who's coming and who's going. It's obviously too early. They're taking stock of the managers, having a couple of weeks, I think, to digest everything, and let's see where we go from there. It's going to be hard. We desperately need this new ground that's been promised by these in this new area just up the road.
What would you going to get with the new ground, Mark? What's being promised?
Well, it's been ongoing for some time. They were going to build, roads, infrastructure to get there, loads and loads of housing, and build us a ground with a 3G, which, you can believe that. Whether it gets approved, it's awaiting parliamentary governance. But they want housing, so why can't we have it? Where we are at the moment, we have a tremendous, I've got a great chairman and, volunteers and the people behind the club. The supporters are fantastic. We've probably got one of the best away supports. You consider we only average about 380 at home. Mainly, we're without doubt the best away supported team in the division. We beat you. any
beating
other
us
team.
doesn't mean you got a better support.
No,
Anyone
that's the
can
only
fucking
thing.
beat us,
It's
mate.
the only thing we could probably beat you with, mate, next year. Like when we went to HASTINGS, it took me over 300 there.
Yeah.
I mean, when you could take 90% of your support away from home, it's just really good.
Is that not because they're all banned from the home ground? Is that?
Well, that's another story. I don't want to get booted out of the club by saying, a lot of our people, if I get there from Ashford on my own means, sometimes even if I've had to walk it a couple of times, it's an hour from the station up country roads. I'm sure any of you lovely folks have been to Sittingbourne and gone up by car. It's not the easiest to get to, but if we can do it, so can other people that are local. It's, as you could probably tell in my voice, I'm disappointed. A few things have gone on, in my life at the moment with my son becoming 16 and I lost my job. So it's going to be difficult to go next year to the home games. I've sat down with my wife and we've gone through things and I've done the most outrageous thing. I thought it's going to make someone laugh in a minute. I've got a Folkestone season ticket because of the cost of the prices. And I've got a Ramsgate season ticket because it's just about hardly any more than ours. Ramsgate's 99. Ramsgate a £99 season ticket and none for my son. And the Folkestone, who's going to be in National South, 162 and 62 for my son. I mean,
it's going to be the prawn sandwich brigade at Folkestone, isn't it?
They are going. Yeah, they're going to have crowds of 3,000 next year. You could
Dulwich.
Yeah, they're going to be a Dulwich, honestly, next year. I've heard they've actually sold the record amount of season tickets.
Can imagine.
The word was obliterated their record. I love my football. Obviously, I don't live in Sittingbourne anymore, anywhere around. That's my choice. Obviously, my wife's from Ashford, and I'm hoping to get work around here again. It kind of breaks my heart because I've been going for many years, home and away. I've spent fortunes, as you know. Yeah. I'm a bit of a diehard. I've been to Littlehampton on a Tuesday night. So on a Wednesday night, I've been to Broadbridge Heath on a Tuesday night, when there's only been 40 of you there. And, we've
They're the fun ones, though, Mark.
They are. They're the ones I enjoy. I enjoy the away games. So I will still be going to some of the away games. But as we've talked about, the cost is just going to, say, Crowborough or Erith Town. You're talking over a one-up before you've even bought anything to eat or a drink or anything. It's just not doable in this day and age at the moment for myself. And it's, as you could probably tell, I'm rather gutted. I'm gutted how we ended. I probably would have still been in the same boat for next year, even if we'd have got some promotion. It probably made it even worse. But I would have tried to get to some of the away games. But as I said, it's my choice to be living down this way, and it's not anyone's fault. The season ticket prices we are set with us. We need the money. As much money as you can get in. I don't begrudge anyone. You pay your money, you take your chance. Whatever team pay, you have to pay. So I've had to do it a different way. My son is disappointed as well because he's been coming with me since he was dot. He's been, what are they called? Mascot a couple of times. I was looking at a program yesterday when he was 4. In the team program, and he's absolutely disappointed as anything. But we're going to get to games, and where it's cost effective. It's becoming.
You don't have to justify it, Mark. Really, I understand, mate. It's money's money, mate. You don't mess about with it.
No, as you can tell, I'm gutted, but you needs must and all. But that's got nothing to do with everyone listening could say, "Oh, you're disappointed because of the thing." It's been coming because I lost my job. I'm about to hopefully get a new one. I might have to work shift work like a lot of you lovely folks have to do already. I've not worked shift work for 30 years. I've been lucky on Monday to Friday, so I've been able to arrange me Tuesday nights. I used to finish at 4 o'clock, so you could always get away. But life's just becoming tougher and tougher with the pennies, the petrol, everything else, and you have to do what you have to do, don't you, mate?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
and we always.
Yeah, so where we go next season, we'll see. Well, but I shall be there at Hastings next year. We guarantee it, mate. I
what are you after those 6 points again?
I reckon you'll be better next year. Come
No,
on, you can't be
I
that.
bloody hope
You
so.
can't be
I
that
bloody
bad.
hope so, mate.
Yeah.
Well, yes, we
I hope so
can.
too.
We can be that bad. No,
I doubt.
actually, as long as you don't say we're going up next year, that's
I'm gonna
all.
I'm gonna predict you as champions next year.
Oh,
There you go.
oh,
That's you had it now for next year,
yeah,
mate.
that's it. No, we're done now. No. Thanks, Mark. Obviously,
You're
it's
welcome.
a shame. A shame you're lot. I mean, it's an horrible place to go. That first up, Croydon. That's a
Yeah.
tough. That's a tough draw. I think maybe if you'd have got them at your place, you never know. But that's the playoffs. It's the way it
It
is.
is, mate. You know the rules, and unfortunately, on the night we weren't good enough, so that's fair play, mate. You have to be honest and say
Yeah.
that's it is.
Okay, right. Well, talking of disappointments, let's go on to some more. John, well, no, we're not all going to be full of disappointment.
Get all the stragglers out of the way
I'm
first.
telling you, it'd be a very dull affair, this podcast, otherwise, won't it?
But obviously, Canvey boys down. Obviously, the West Ham. I was hoping you were going to win, and you didn't. But it's still
so was I,
possible.
you know.
Still possible.
Yeah.
We relegate the bloody Spurs. But John, talk to me. What's going on? Is there any movement? Any talk of what's going to happen for next season at the Canvey?
Short answer, no.
No, fair enough.
But, yeah, no, I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously, so yeah, going into things, obviously, first off, commiserations, Mark, on your unfortunate playoff exit, mate. Obviously,
Thanks,
yeah,
mate.
I've been there before a couple of times with Canvey where we've fell short, and it's never a nice thing. But cheers for your glowing review of Croydon, gents. I'll make sure to avoid that like the plague. Yeah. In terms of Canvey, though, yeah, just not a great deal of news, really, at all, mate. But just as I noted before, I don't think anyone's really taken accountability about us going down. There's been nothing from the people at the top. I don't know, just seem to keep announcing charity matches at the moment over there. So I think, yeah, it's been always a bit radio silent with us in the summer for whatever reason. We never seem to hear much until around the start of pre-season. Nothing about the comings and goings.
Manager staying?
I think he is.
Yeah.
That was one thing I was going to touch on, actually. To be fair, one person who did maybe take a bit of accountability for things is our manager. I think he messaged. Obviously, I run one of the fan pages on there, as you know, and he messaged me the other day. Hopefully, you don't mind me saying that he did. But obviously, yeah, not really going into mega detail. But I think he was obviously quite regretful of how things went. I mean, I said to him honestly, really. That I think a lot of the damage was done before him and his team even come in. So it's good to hear that at the very least he does seem to be up for the fight of trying to get us back up next season. I think he wants to stay on and do that, which is good to hear. What sort of squad we'll have to do that with, I don't know. It remains to be seen because, I mean, what we had, I mean, I suppose quite similar to yourselves when you went down the other year, Chris. There were probably not a lot of players I would keep in that team. A handful, but, normally your better players do tend to start drawing the eye of suitors, don't they? And if they can maintain a career at step 3, then I wouldn't, I certainly don't think the club or the manager would stand their way. I don't think the fans would either. But it's just, seeing what we can actually build in that division. I mean, obviously I keep hearing, whilst obviously, there's nothing concrete in any information to come out, I keep hearing rumours. The good, the bad, the ugly, things I can't really discuss on here. But I don't know. It's interesting how things are just kind of all a little bit up in the air at the moment. So it's just obviously, waiting to see who sort of steps forward with that bit of accountability and, who's actually got a solid plan for taking us into next season. I mean, obviously now with all the playoff business done and dusted across the divisions, we know pretty much who we're going to have next season. A couple of interesting ones in there. A lot of clubs that I've not been to personally before. Places like Lowestoft, possibility of Fakenham, which is up near Kings Lynn. So I mean, I know. Yeah, I think we're going to end up, if anything, actually going on longer away days than we might have in the Isthmian Premier. I mean, I think that's probably as far away, maybe not further than Chichester, sort of from where we are. So that's a bit of a mad one. Obviously, another sort of place as well. I haven't had the chance to go like Walthamstow or Old Barton. So it'd be interesting to see how we approach it. Obviously, when we do get round, it's just a case of I guess now seeing what materialises over the summer. Really, as you touched on as well. Obviously, this is definitely a season I'll be glad to see the back of. Though it's been my personal idea of football hell. And only get worse at this point with what's going on in West Ham. But that's still not over
That's
yet.
not done. That's not
I'll
done
try and
yet.
remain thingy with that. I mean, we've only got to take on the Champions League finalists and the team that looks like is win the league on Sunday. But the good thing about that is I'll be probably stuck in a bar in Hamburg somewhere, so I'll be able to throw myself, which will be fantastic.
Well, I've got to talk about Indian bookmakers at the Villa game. What was that Villa game? That Tottenham Villa?
I don't know, mate. I think I'll have to
that's well okay. What was that about?
That if I speak, I'm in big trouble. It's I'll be more annoyed if I was a Villa fan, if anything. I mean, that was like just the ideal opportunity for them to tie up the Champions League spot, at least get that out of the way, and then you can fully focus on upcoming semi-final second leg and whatnot. I mean, people talk about them putting out a weakened squad. Forest did the same and thumped Chelsea. So I think it's not nothing to do with the fact that it was a weakened squad. It was just a pure lack of effort. Yeah. And if I were a Villa fan and I paid £70 to watch that, then I'd be fuming. I think half the league was obviously fuming, unless you're a Tottenham fan, of course. But I don't know. It's just seeing what becomes of these last couple of games now. I said a little while ago how tight it's going to be and who blinks first. I'll just hope that's not the only blink that happens with us and that Brentford thing. I mean, even that, I don't know, purely through rose-tinted glasses, I'll sit there and say I think we got done over badly in that game with a few decisions. But we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, I could be staring at a double relegation season. Wonderful. I certainly hope he's had a better time than I have, Jim.
Well, it's been on this podcast. Like no one other than actually the Robs. Anyone who's called Rob, they have good luck. Yeah. Everyone else.
Courthouse and legally change my
useless. John, feel for you, mate. Hopefully, let's hope. I know quite a few Tottenham. I wouldn't mind seeing the club relegated, but let's see, eh? Right,
it remains to be seen that.
Okay, Mr. Thompson. Right, so hello. Folkestone, you've got everyone coming to your club now. You've even got you've persuaded Sittingbourne fans to come to Folkestone now. You've got great prices, mate. You're the Dulwich of the sort of the Kent area.
Yeah, it's like when West Ham moved grounds, isn't it? And all of a sudden, people who supported someone different for a long time. So I managed to get a season to get West Ham, so I'm going now. So we doing that for? But because they had all them seats. But I'm not going to go for the season ticket just because it's a good price. The deal ends at 9 o'clock tonight.
Oh right,
yeah. But and it does make sense if you go to every game, but because of fan commitments and work, it probably would make financial sense. But I don't want to lump out the dough for it at the minute. I'd rather just pay as you go.
Yeah.
And also, I'll sometimes opt to go, especially with all these new away trips. I think I want to try and get a few of them, a few of them, especially with the free travel and stuff like that. So so I'm not gonna go for it. Also, my boys, they always blow me out last minute. The elder one. They blow me out last minute. So you can never rely on them, So I'm not going to go for it. But I mean, we've had an amazing, and there are a lot of people. Well, like for example, my brother, he never goes to Folkestone ever.
Oh no, he's jumped in. Classic.
Yeah, he never. I've been texting him every weekend for about 7 years, saying, every other weekend, come to the football. I put it on the group. Come to the football.
Yeah.
Screenshot the fixture. Here we go. Set in the meeting in the pub, we have a few beers, watch a game. You can be home, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's like, most of the time I don't get an answer. He texted me today, so I've got a season to go. I'm like, bloody hell. So I imagine there's loads of them.
Yeah.
Hello, Mark. But and you sort of felt it towards the end of the season as well. I started to. It's all good and it's all good when it's sort of going well, but when it doesn't go well, and I sort. It's weird because probably about February or January, we had a bit of a sticky pat. Really not even a wobble. Drew with Chatham. We lose to Chatham and lose to Waverley or something like that at home. 2 home games.
Yeah, you lost both.
Yeah. We were talking about it. I remember when you were all of a sudden you weren't on and you started losing.
That's just
and we were like, is this the wobble of the century? But
but I thought
they said that. I didn't say that.
Mate, I heard someone say to the assistant manager at the end of the game when they come around and sort of shake everyone's hand, which is a news. It's never happened with any other manager. You'll turn this around. This is a slump and all that sort of stuff. And I was thinking,
what? Really?
Are you mad? Played 2 games in 4 days. We lost to the other 2 teams who were contenders for the league, and And people expectations are changing, and it's going to cheat. To be honest, it's going to cheese me off a bit. I know it's going to cheese me off. You know, when not that I'm going to say anything, but I don't. It's great when you get success, but I'm always been somebody who likes to be a bit of the underdog. You know, I like that. I like when you nick the goal and you're the underdog. For me, that's the best moment in football, and that's sort of why the Premier League have killed it with the VAR. Because you don't get that spontaneous moment where, you know, take that, you're up yours. You know, and when you're winning all the time, as much it's a bit like a snowplow. You know, you just yeah. So and I know that's coming. I've got a feeling that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fair, and that's cool. You know, you've got pleas for the club. It's great news. There's no negatives at all. It's just personally, you know, I do actually enjoy the ups and downs. You know, and unless somebody's really not put it in, it does take a lot for me to sort of like have a real moan. I go to the pub and I say, he's shit. You know, compared to me, he's brilliant. Yeah, but I like to sort of like get you on the team and sort of make the most of it, enjoy it, and I don't really like to go and sort of take all my frustration out the football. Oh, do you know what I mean? There's the expectation. The expectation's a bit of a killer, isn't it? So
well, yeah. I remember what expectation was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you had all them, you had those massive crowds coming up, didn't you? And I thought you were going to leapfrog. You know, I thought you were going to come up. That first season, you were so impressive. Yeah. I mean, I don't need to tell you boys.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
you're going to make me break down now. You are. Go on there. Carry on.
We'll be a small fish in that league. You know, we'll be a small fish, big time. And I know that there's lots of teams in there like Torquays and Dor. And Dover. No,
Dover, yes.
No, they're another small fish. Truro, yeah. So he's just named all the grounds we're looking forward to going to anyway next year. Yeah.
Well, that must be the buzz. That must be the buzz, though. You've got these away grounds you're going to go to. Obviously, you're not going to be a small fish. You're not a small fish, but you're obviously not the biggest club in the league. You're going to be upper, sort of lower mid-table in terms of size. But you've got a fair support.
Oh, we do, yeah. But it's people think. I think anyone who sort of thinks that they're just going to go up and kick on. I mean, that may happen. Sometimes in football, like that happens. But I do think there'll be a reality this season, which will just be. You should be pleased to try and stay in the league. But with the expectation, I hope it doesn't sort of build on too much. But that's just sort of me.
That's football fans, though, isn't it? You know, it's. Like, as you just said, 2 games and that's a slump. Please direct that person to me, and we want to talk about a slump. Yeah. It's weird, man. I tell you, it is a strange one because they were quite tightly contested games as well. We were in the game, and you sort of come away and you go, they were, you know, we've really met someone. We met our match that day. Those days they've been on it and they were good, and that proved because they stayed the course of the season, although neither of them went up. But the guy sort of, you could tell he'd gone, maybe didn't go to watch his normal team come, and he was disappointed. But I was just like, did you not see all these other games? Did you not see last year was bringing on, you know, a couple of years ago, we were assistant managers having to come on the pitch to play in midfield because we've got no one else. You know, it's like. Well, when Hastings beat you 5-0, what was it? Was that Boxing
Day?
Mate. Yeah. And was that the season we got relegated or the one before?
No, it was the first one. It was when you come up.
First one, yeah.
Yeah. And we had a cabbage patch football pitch that day, like every
excuse, mate. I have to hold on to these results, mate.
Yeah, you should.
Distant memories now.
They can all turn around very quickly.
Yeah, it could. And it might not. It depends. No, Rob. So your season ticket. You're 100 and what season ticket?
So it's £162, I think. Yeah. And then it goes up to 210 after 9 o'clock tonight. And then I don't know what happens with the kids ones. I think
it's 290. It's 290 as of tonight, I think, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Dulwich prices, mate.
Dulwich/.
Horsham prices, that.
I think if I have a look, actually.
It's good that you
we're 145.
We never get the option of an early season ticket. It's just pay us.
To be fair, we could be in New Dulwich because we've got a lot of arty-farty people moved to Folkestone.
You have.
You know?
I went there not long ago. There's full of it. But no, look, this nice, lovely Folkestone. I won't knock the place.
They're thinking unmade beds a bit of art, you know. That's other people.
Mate, you get about 150 different versions of a flat white in Folkestone now.
Yeah, I know, mate.
Yeah. All right, then. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's have a quick moan about Hastings before we go and we finish off with Horsham. Right. So, Simon, You didn't attend the last game, did you? The Jersey away?
No, I didn't go there. I couldn't make that one.
No. Just quickly then, I know many people that went, and it was mainly to go to Jersey. Not really to team, and that's no dig at the team. Just it's a lovely little away day. So from what I heard, it was basically a not promotion party but playoff party. Jersey fairly comfortably beat us 3-0, which I didn't anything less. It's been that type of season. And so our season finished. I think we were 5 points clear from relegation in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or was it 6? Because HASTINGS lost last week. I'm not sure. But so to me, a very disappointing season. Not what I expected going in, and not what Mark put serious money on, I'm sure, when he was talking to his Indian bookmakers. So there's obviously going to be some changes. I know the manager's staying. I think the manager had a meeting this week with the board, and he's going to be staying.
Right.
So I don't know. I hope that works. I hope, if he is staying, he is staying. He gets a pre-season and some games situation as last year. I can't say can't lie. I don't lie on this. I'm not a bullshitter. I can't say I'm massively excited for next season. I don't see those little acorns growing, telling me that things are going to be vastly different. And I hope I'm wrong. And I hope there's egg on my face. Don't get me wrong. Hang on, in the words of Darkest Hour, what say you, Simon?
Well, I can't really disagree with anything of what you said. All I'll say about that Jersey game is I was glad that we didn't go over there needing points to stay up. At least we went over there knowing that we were going to be still in this division next year. I've done the Channel Islands. I did Guernsey a few years ago, and so I just couldn't make this one. So far as next season is concerned, well, a lot, as we all know, a lot depends on who we get in during the close season, what standard of play they come from. If it's going to be people coming in from the county league or the lower levels of the division that we're already in, then I won't hold out much hope for anything particularly successful next season. Are you able to go to that do on Friday night at the part of field, Chris? Can you go? Or are you not?
Brutally honest, yes, as I always am. I was going to go, but I just can't. I haven't got the puff in me because let's just say I don't want to be a negative force, should we say? I don't know what else to call it. I need a break. I need a break from all of it.
Absolutely. It's nice to have a break away from the game for a while. Just have 2 or 3 months away from it. I couldn't agree more. Pre-season does absolutely nothing for me. I don't get back into it till the league starts. That's what it's all about for me. The only news that we've got so far is that apparently they're going to do some work on the pitch, but it's going to be a grass pitch again next season. So this 3G thing, Christ knows when we're going to see that. And of course, there is the issue of the grandstand, which is deteriorating year by year. What I've been looking at with some interest is who's going to be coming into our division next season. Have you heard about what's happened over at Guernsey?
See, I wasn't sure. I have been asking people that we can't have Guernsey in the same league with us.
No, not that. This is, like they say on Sky News, breaking news.
Oh, go on, Simon.
Guernsey were meant to be at home to Peacehaven on Saturday.
Okay.
On the 10th, which in itself seemed late for a final. I thought, why can't they have played that earlier? But anyway, Guernsey versus Peacehaven playoff final on this coming Saturday, the 10th. Peacehaven would have been a cert for our division.
Yeah.
Guernsey, not so sure, because the powers that be don't want Guernsey and Jersey in the same division. They don't, because clubs don't want to fly twice a season to away games, do they? And understandably so. So there would be the issue of where Guernsey would go, but that's all up in the air now because
There's a little bit of an airplane pun there. I like that.
I genuinely didn't mean that. But apparently today, the Southern Combination League, or the County League as we know it in Old English, they've decided that the finals got to be played on the mainland because Guernsey finished third and so that means that they should be playing the game at their place. This is what it's always been with playoffs, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the Southern Combination Football League have decided the finals got to be played on the mainland because of travel difficulties, and they've said their decision is final. Once again, the people that administer the game have fucked it up. I mean, it's as simple as that. You just bash your head against the wall. And I do feel for supporters of both teams here, because now there's, when will the final be played? Where will it be played? And they're talking about either the 12th or the 13th. So this is going to go into next week. And it rings familiar with what happened with that. Do you remember last season when Jersey came up? Where Jersey and Red Hill were in the Combined Counties League South Premier Division or whatever it was, and they both had points deduction, one after the other, because I think Jersey had actually finished top. Red Hill finished second. Jersey had 3 points deducted, which made them drop into second place. Then Red Hill had points deducted as well. And the upshot of it all last season was that Whiteleaf were promoted in the end, having finished third. Because the two sides above them had points deducted. Anyway, this business with the Southern Combination it smacks of what went on last season in that with that other situation with all those points deductions. So now we're not certain.
It all sounds a bit iffy, doesn't it, Simon?
It sounds very iffy. Sometimes you think, well, who makes the decisions? Is it the FA? Is it the actual league itself? I mean, this is bloody crazy. I mean, the final was meant to be this Saturday.
Could be that Whiteleaf chairman. He looks like the bloke from EasyJet.
Oh yeah.
Stavros, wasn't it?
You've got to be careful. You have to be careful what you're saying, just in case you offend someone.
Well, I think he does. So it's probably his fault.
So we
just throw random allegations out there. Go on.
We've now got to wait and see what the makeup of the Isthmian South East will be next season. I mean, we'll get Whitstable. Another team that we'll definitely get is Punjab United, who beat Rustall in the playoff final the other night. We'll get Cray Valley Paper Mills, who've come down from the Premier Division, and then there's possibly Hawley or Stenning. But now we've got to wait for this issue of this where this playoff final is going to be played, because Guernsey are up in arms about it. I don't know what Peacehaven's view on it all is, but so we still don't know what the composition of our league is going to be next season. So it's much like it was last year, because that went into June. I'm sure that last year's fast went into June. Hopefully this year won't be as long.
Sorry to interject on that quickly, gents. I don't know if you ever follow, there's a page, I think, on Twitter called Non-League Projections. Normally he does seem to be pretty bang on with his makeup, his predictions. I mean, he predicted St Albans to come into the Isthmian Premier last year. I was looking through it the other day, obviously, to see what the makeup of Canvey's league is. And I think, would it come to pass that Guernsey do win the playoff final? He's projected it that they would come into your league and Jersey would get moved across into the Isthmian Central.
So, I've heard that as well. I've heard that.
So
apparently that's what Jersey wants.
That maybe being their solution.
Well, it makes sense for both of them to be in the Central Division, to be honest, because they both they both fly into Gatwick, which is in Central Division territory. But you can't have them both in the same league, which is a shame, because it would be a hell of a local derby, wouldn't it?
That would be an absolute corker on Boxing Day, wouldn't it?
Well, that would be something else, wouldn't it? But that's how it is at the moment, and we've got to work out what's going to be happening with the composition of the league next season. There's going to be quite a bit of inter-league swaps. What was that club you say right up north in your division, John? Fakenham. Up near Kings Lynn.
That's it, yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, we could gain someone like a Fakenham, yet lose a team like Wolf Abbey, who are right on the Essex border. Purely because I think it may make more sense for them to end up on the sort of M25 circuit of the Isthmian South Central. So, I don't know. There's always some kind of shenanigans from the FA with these allocations. As you say, it's a complete merry-go-round, and someone will challenge something somewhere, or there'll be someone who drops out, reprieves, away over the shop. It's part of the fun, but it's a bit of a headache if you're trying to guess anything.
Well, there's some teams have been all over the place. I mean, Cambridge City have been in all three leagues. They've been Southern, Northern Premier, and Isthmian, of course. So I think Lowestoft have been in the Southern Premier Central, and
that's it. And then ended up in the Isthmian North. So
yeah, whoever wins Isthmian North quite often ends up in the Southern League, don't they?
It really does depend. I mean, obviously, Morton and Tiptree won it this year, but then being Essex based, they'll go into the Isthmian Premier this year. I mean, I think the furthest north I've known a team to end up being Isthmian is probably Sudbury, which borders Suffolk and Essex. But obviously, I know Bury Town won the playoffs in that last year, and they were lumped straight into the Southern Central, which takes them up to teams, obviously around the sort of Cambridgeshire, even sort of South Birmingham sort of way, really. So yeah, that does get the waters do get a bit muddied with that at times, but. Yeah, as you say, it's just a case of seeing what the FA come up with now once everything's said and done in a couple of weeks.
And you can't keep everyone happy. There's always going to be somebody who's pissed off with wherever they end up. But that's just the nature. That's the layout of the game. I think it is better than it was before they had all the big reorganisation a few years ago. I think it's better than that. But I think one of the worst divisions for travelling is probably Southern Divisions, Southern League South, where you got some journeys, some trips over 450-mile round trip to get to games.
Exactly, yeah. You can end up going from North London right down to deepest, darkest Devon. So it's crazy.
Well, right, you can end up down a mouse hole, AFC mouse hole, right down at the far end. It was in Cornwall. I mean,
it's Cornwall, I think, yeah, actually.
I was going to say, lads, we never have this problem unless they put us in the French league. And that's it.
That's where Guernsey and Jersey should be.
Right, and have we? I don't know. We didn't really moan. We don't really moan about Hastings there, did we? I don't know. I think it's all been said and done, isn't it? Do you think? I'll tell you what. How many are staying? How many are staying? Come on, for the Hastings fans that are listening.
Players staying. I know who I'd like to see stay.
Go on.
Ideally, Harry Haynes in goal, but I'm not. I think somebody will probably grab him, but it'd be nice to keep him. We know that we've got Sam Pigeon. I'm hoping that they'll keep Eugene Asike and a player who I think is not rated anywhere near as highly as he should be is that Ezekiel Williams. What a good little player he was. He never put a foot wrong in any of the games I saw. So there's four that I'd have. James Stone. I'd like to hang on to James Stone. Freddie Legg.
Play him in his proper position. Might be better.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Why can't we get a right back? This is what I don't. Like, I know that I'm just a fan moaning on a bloody.
Well, that's
podcast,
where that Ezekiel. That's where Ezekiel comes in because he's good in midfield and he's not let anybody down at right back either. I think it's probably left back. But then maybe Sonny Coulson's going to get. He's only a young lad.
What about Joe Clifford? What's Joe Clifford do?
Another one. Joe Clifford's another one. Yeah, I think
these are big names we're talking about. Yeah, they roll off the tongue. These names, you lot. Yeah,
it just
superstars.
I just shake my head, and when I think of the players that we've let go, the players that have gone in the last couple of years. Oh Christ, yeah. There we are. It is what it is, but I think there's probably about half a dozen want to hang on to. But it all, as to where we're going to go next season, a lot depends on where the players come from that we get in the close season. If they're all going to come in from the county league again, if they're all going to come in from step 4, then hopefully the best you can expect for is marginally better than last season.
Well,
mid-table.
That would be unacceptable for a club like Hastings, who should be a big club in this league. In this league, looking
at where we were 2 years ago, could you have foreseen what has happened this last couple of seasons? I mean, I'm still trying to get my hand around the relegation season. I'm still trying to understand what went wrong there. And last season was well.
Yes, I remember being at Canvey. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I was at Canvey. Yeah, I remember jammed into the press box trying to do the commentary with
Unbelievable
Tom.
Robbery. Right.
Some of these places are just not designed for large people, but there we are. Remember that, John, next time, mate.
But
our ground definitely needs a few upgrades, mate, so I'm not even disagreeing on that. The amount of time I've bumped into things in that press box trying to sort stuff out. But
just the last thing on Hastings, I just think thinking trying to think a bit rationally because I get over emotional watching Hastings. I think sometimes.
I get it.
Or I drink too many beers. It's either or. It's either or, unfortunately for me. But I think looking at that league, you don't need too much quality. You need 2 or 3 top players in there, and as long as you've got some strength, big lads in there, you're all right. You don't need much quality in there in terms of pinging the ball about. Like you've seen it, say with your Croydons, your Whiteleafs, even your Three Bridges, fairly direct sides that just very solid teams. We need to, if we're going to try and be a tippy-tappy team, I think we're going to have the same issues that we had this season. I don't think we need to play 400 passes before just keeping hold of the ball. The game's about scoring goals. It's about winning.
Just get the basics right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get the basics right. Think back to 4 years ago, Chris. What we had there, we had a good, solid defence. You had Craig Stone and Gary Elphick in defence. You had a dependable goalkeeper. You had Ben Pope up front, and in the middle, you had that Sam Hasler. There's another one I'd have back at any time. Sam Hasler, Jack Dixon,
Sammy Adams.
Yeah, they got stuck in. I mean, none of them were.
Let's talk about the old days now. Let's go back. Let's start.
It's only
the clock back.
We
can't do
seasons
it.
Ago, mate. It's only 4 seasons ago. This is the daft thing, and look where we are now.
Just what, from my point of view, I want to see a bit of passion out there. I want to see. Yeah. I want to hear some voices out on that pitch. Just that's what needs to change. Yeah, that's what needs to change, and then we'll be all right. Anyway,
and through all of this, through all the shit of the last 2 seasons, the support has been, I think, it's been outstanding. To average nearly 700 last season, hovering just above the basement of that division, to average around 700 for home games, well, that's spectacular, I think. I mean, I know the gates are up a lot for everyone since COVID, but that's still something else. And it's privileged to be part of the crowd, mate, including yourself, Chris.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's what I mean. Like why I still do this podcast. It's a football family, and all right, it's not gone well for Hastings the last few years, but I've had a lot of fun. We've had some great away trips, some great home games. We're meeting up with fans from other teams. It's all been excellent. I can't complain about that. Just watching the football out on the pitch, though.
Just the football has been bloody awful.
That's just that. It hasn't clicked. It hasn't clicked that. But anyway, enough of my moaning. Let's go to are they? No, they're not the finest club in Sussex, are they? Because we've had obviously Worthing. They've done well. So Horsham, Rob. End of a very good first season up in the National League South. Has there been any word from Super Dom about the future is going to be? Is there going to be quite a few signings? Because usually he's fairly direct in terms of, look, this is what we're doing. Or has he kept his cards close to his chest?
No, I think, I think he's kept his cards to his chest. I think there's some things that I've heard about, especially on the last day of the season. I had a brief 5-10 minute conversation with him. And what I was getting from that is he was going to stay. But I think there's a few things to be ironed out. I'm sure there'll be some players to leave. Like with anything with this league, this time of year, there's rumours left, right and centre. But there's a couple of things that I've heard, but nothing concrete. But yeah, I think there's going to be the odd 4 or 5 in and 4 or 5 out, I would imagine. Look, Dom's the first one. He'll come out and say that he doesn't like signing players. So, he won't sign a massive amount. I think the one thing that's done us this year is injuries. We've had if someone said 15th, you'd bite your hand off it. If someone said that for me next season, would do the same again. Because that league next year, I think you look at it, one of the tall, obviously Worthing have gone, but Braintree and Truro are coming down. And then you've got Billericay, that was going to chuck loads of money at them, I would imagine. They did it in the Isthmian, so they'll do it at this level. You've got Dagenham and Redbridge with KSI. You've got Cooper coming in at Chelmsford. You've got USA Consortium just purchased this from Dorking, so they'll go again. Look, it's a bloody brutal league and full-time teams, and so I think injuries is a massive part coming up. I think the first half of the season we surprised a few people. You were talking about ticky-tacky football. Dom plays one way and one way only. We haven't had a number 9 since probably Rob O'Toole days, and then Charman before that. So look, I think we need to find a way to play a different way at times, different options. But the second half of the season, the injuries just killed us. And we sort of dropped away. Look, we were never going to compete in the playoffs. Some things sort of level themselves out and you can get some really good results early on. And I think that's what done us well and stood us well for the season. I think, going to Maidstone winning 3-0 and just setting up those points on the board before they figure you out, because you've got to remember these boys are at work while the others are, looking at screens for the week leading up to the game and they're full time trying to work you out. Look, it doesn't work like that all the time. I get that. Eastbourne gone down, obviously full time. You need to use your time wisely, but I think it's going to be it's a brutal league, and I think it's going to be really tough next year. I really do. This time, the 6th of May, for next season, I wouldn't sit here and go would be 15th or a bit, higher. I think it's, would be down that bottom half. I would have thought, it's who we keep, who goes, and but hopefully Dom's got his. The only thing is we've done this year for the first time in 3 or 4 years, we've been able to plan because we've been safe beforehand. We've been going for something, but. You could say to a player, come and sign for it. I think there's a rumour that one of our players is leaving because he's been offered more money. Like, that's the level you're at. That's the reality of it, really. You get that at every level. We haven't got the biggest of budgets. There's a big thing about that with the board trying to sort of say we've got the same budget for next year. So, we'll see what happens. It's it's a fun league to go, and there'll be some good away days, obviously, between Truro.
That's what I was going to say, Rob. I mean, yes, it's a tough league, but blimey, look at those sides. You're seeing generally good football every week.
Yeah. I think Ebbsfleet were, when they played
us. Step 4, mate.
No, yeah.
You don't know what's that's why I talk about ticky-tacky football. Step 4, you have to play a different way. But sorry, mate, go on.
No, I was just saying that Ebbsfleet, for example, home and away, they were probably the best team I've seen play. But look, it is away days, like Rob was saying, looking forward to them. There's some bloody good away days, and they're good fun. And especially if you're Truro, obviously coming down, that'd be a weekend away. Torquay this year was a weekend away, and depending on what happens with Hornchurch on Saturday, that could be another away day weekend. That's fine. Even Chippenham, Bath, you've gone, but obviously Chippenham as well. But so you can make some really good trips of it, some good train journeys, and there's not a massive amount. Well, for where we are, Horsham based, there was an amount of travelling. You take away, sort of your Torquays and your Truros. So there's some good grounds there, some big grounds, and it's definitely a fun league to be part of. New grounds, and I say Braintree and Truro coming down will be good fun. So that's what it's about for us. We're going to enjoy it, regardless of the results. We'll still turn up and. It's we've had that knock-on effect with fans. I think our average was just over 1,400 this year, and I was so intrigued with that. With sort of this time last year, I was thinking if we had a bad spell, bad patch, sort of fans would drop off. But once you've got those season ticket holders in, they're going to come through thick or rain. So we'll see what happens. But it's been a great season. It's been unbelievable. But I don't think a lot will be. Horsham don't say a lot until the 1st of July when those contracts. You look at all these retained lists at the moment. That's all full-time teams. So I don't think Horsham predominantly don't do a lot till the 1st. They might get everything wrapped up, but they won't announce anything because there's a lot of clubs out there that sign players and then they move on again and they just look stupid. So we're pretty, we will part our cards for our chest. We won't say a lot. I wouldn't have thought. There might be some odd murmurings coming through the next week or so. But I think there might be something announced Friday. There's a bit, I think, because Dorking are saying there's a I don't think this is breaking news, to be fair, but I think Isaac Philpott might be on his way back to Dorking. More money kind of thing. That's the rumours we're sort of hearing, but it could be anything. But it was great fun. We went to the players on the pub on the last game of the season. A few of them turned up with Punts, our assistant manager. So it was good fun, and we'll see what happens next season.
Lovely. Right, and I'll tell you one more thing before we go. Right, highlight of the season. I'll go straight to Mr. Thompson. I mean, I know it's bloody obvious, but any random highlight of the season for you?
Personally, I'd say it was when we beat CRAIG Wanderers at home 8-1, just because the quality of the play that day and the quality of the goals, and just had that was really something special. I'd never seen played football like that before. So that for me, and the Southend game as well, though we got beat, having that cup game in Southend. But no, really, the CRAIG Wanderers game. I know you could say the obvious go to season and stuff like that, but it was a CRAIG Wanderers game. I sort of thought myself, wow, this is something we got here. So it would be that.
Nice, thank you, John. Highlight of the season, mate.
Yeah, you can count our highlights on a T-Rex's hand, but considering they've just gone up as well, I guess beating Billericay at home was probably the best day of last season. Something none of us really expected. It was a blinding atmosphere over there. Probably one of the few times this season that the atmosphere has been at the top of its game over at Park Lane. And to get that win right at the end, that's definitely one of them days that's going to live in memory for a while, especially in a season where there's not been a lot else to remember. But certainly a good one.
Thank you, John. Rob, Horsham highlight of the season, mate.
Probably beating Scunthorpe away, I would have thought. Going up there, them in the playoff positions. They played a pretty full strength squad, so yeah, I'd say Scunthorpe away. The most important, I would have said, would be the first point on the board. I think the best highlight was probably the Scunthorpe game, I would have thought.
Okay. Mark, highlight for you of your time.
I always love my away trips, and winning 7-0 at Broadbridge Heath on a Tuesday night was, and seeing one of our players score from the halfway line. When there was only about 100 of us there, if that. Tuesday night, make all that effort to go all the way down there, and they put in a performance. Especially away from home, is really good. There's been plenty of others. I think we've been playing really good stuff away from home. The home games I've seen, very good, but that one stands out, which I've just said, the Broadbridge Heath 7-0 away. You can't really beat that, can you, as a fan, winning 7-0 away? The last train being cancelled, and the chairman giving me and my son a lift all the way home back to Ashford, which was really nice of him as well. So I was been stranded in Horsham. No offence, Rob.
Worst places to be stranded.
This is true.
Simon, Hastings highlight of the season for you.
Highlights? Well, Margate away, I suppose. An afternoon where everything slotted into place, where the team played well and showed what they were capable of. Very frustrating that we didn't see much more of that. And, of course, they went and did a number on us a few weeks later at our place. But, Margate away, I think. Other than that, highlights? Well, I don't think we had. I don't think we had many. I don't think we had many last season, mate.
Well, one of my personal highlights was losing at Three Bridges and then bumping into the Lardy boys as I was utterly miserable, which was like the beating blow. I was already down.
At least they weren't reminding you all the time. That was the main thing.
No, that's true. No, I mean, obviously some great away days. Obviously, we say with Margate, that was with Harley Earl, the ex-goalie's granddad was there. He was good fun.
And he saved a penalty as well, didn't he? Which,
we kind of nicked it from Margate, really. But yeah, I suppose it felt weird, but like to be confirmed to be staying up, that 4-2 win, which at Broadbridge Heath. It's been a difficult one this year, hasn't it? So.
Well, it's been horrendous. I mean, not at least not as bad as last season or the previous season when we went down. But I don't know. I'm disappointed that we have to go to Croydon again next season. I think we're all agreed that was one of the most horrendous places to get into, and getting out. If you haven't got transport and you're leaving Croydon after an evening game, no thanks.
No,
I wouldn't want that. But no, it's not been a season for highlights for me, mate.
Yeah, I might get some highlights. I'm going a bit grey.
Well, at least you've got something to go, Gray.
Yeah, but listen, look, thanks for everyone coming on week after week and having our little moan sessions. It's been a pleasure. To have you all on, and much love to the people that are watching and listening as well. You shall see us all again pre-season-ish time. We'll work that date when we come back when everyone fancies it. I think we all need a little bit of a break from football.
Yeah,
I bloody do.
Yeah, agree.
Really.
Well, if you think that's bad enough, Chris, if you think that's bad enough, I'm a Kent cricket fan, and we're just as bad. We're worse than Hastings.
Hollyoaks at your club, isn't he? Is he the coach?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
I know. So it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's cricket to look forward to.
Yes. But listen, gang, take care. Simon, the two Robs, John and Mark, a pleasure as always. Have a great summer. Take care, lads, yeah?
And good summer, everyone. All the best, everyone.
See you later.
Cheers, boys.